Let's go from the top.
All right, let's go.
This is America. White people tripping though. White people tripping though. White people tripping though. Yeah, we're gonna speak on it today, man. Podcastbols, episode 3, man. We back at it. Sleeves, style. You know what I mean?
Let's get right into it then, Sleeves.
Double S crew. Ain't no real mellow today, you know what I'm saying? We missing that T. He on vacay, but you know, we gotta keep it going. All right, man. This is America, man. White people tripping though.
Tell them how you feel, Sleeves.
White people tripping though.
Tell them how you feel, man.
White people tripping though.
Yeah.
Not all. Mm-hmm. This is just for those that are tripping though. Let's start with, just a pastime of ours. I can think back to 80s, just loving the barbecue. Thinking of the good movie, Poetic Justice, and what famous part do we love? Cousin Pete, my cousin. We just want to have a barbecue. We just want to chill, converse. This is our way of fellowship. You know what I'm saying?
You know barbecuing while black can be dangerous, though.
I did not know that in 2018. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I see that it's going on. Well, I'm sure we are all hip. And if you're not hip to the situation we had out, where was that out?
I think it was in Oakland. Somewhere in the Bay Area. I believe it's in Oakland, though.
Out the West Coast where, we was just trying to barbecue in the area actually where we can barbecue.
A designated barbecuing area.
Where they say barbecue. Mm-hmm. And
we know all about that due to previous job histories.
Exactly. And, somebody got on their phone, not somebody, a young...
She wasn't that young.
Not at all.
Maybe middle-aged.
Middle-aged, Caucasian woman who felt the need to actually call the police and say that this group of people couldn't barbecue, and especially because they were using charcoal.
Yeah,
they're using
Now you know what?
They're using charcoal.
I don't know. Maybe that's I guess maybe out there that's a thing. I've never heard anything like that. I've heard of like a designated barbecue area where you were allowed to just barbecue. I didn't know it mattered whether or not you were using like propane or charcoal or anything like that. This is the first time I've ever heard of something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's how they do it out there in Oakland.
Hold on. No. Because what you're doing right there is giving the end. What is going on is we're barbecuing. All right, propane, charcoal, some wood, some however it may go down.
Having a good time.
We're barbecuing, and we got this under control. Who are you? What are you to come through and try to regulate our good time? We ain't even get to...
Not any type of law enforcement. Not any type of park ranger. Somebody who might be well versed in the rules and regulations of the park.
Somebody who just walked up on there and unfortunately had to be of a different shade. And just was tripping though. Again, why? What are we tripping on right here? We can't have fun. We can't. You're going to take away. Listen, real quick, man. We ain't never going to try to take away baseball and a hot dog from y'all. You know what I'm saying? Are we going to call the police and say they out here playing baseball and they got their hot dog?
You try to go pastime for pastime.
You know what I'm saying? So why would you dare infringe on our pastime? Hey, it's May. Summertime's coming. Memorial Day is around the corner. It is officially cookout season. It is barbecue Cousin Pete everywhere.
But then the worst part of it all, there's many
levels to this,
right?
Yes.
But first, it's bad that she even called the police on some people who were out there barbecuing. It was a family. They was out there just enjoying themselves, having a good time. Even if they weren't in a designated barbecuing area, why would you even take it upon yourself to try to enforce that rule to some people you don't even know? Second, when the cops showed up, before the cops showed up, another white woman came forward, saw that this other lady was tripping.
So that's what I'm saying. Some of y'all, not all y'all. All right.
She stepped in and started recording the lady, and I think at that point, that the woman, I'm not sure what her real name is. I saw something online, but I don't know.
I believe she's graduated from Stanford. I don't know.
A doctor. I heard she's a doctor, but I don't want to put her name out there because I don't know if that's accurate. You know what I'm saying?
I don't care.
Anyway, the other white lady came forward and started recording. She's like, why are you blowing? Yeah, why are you a barbecue doctor? She specializes in BBQ. She was like, why are you bothering these people, calling the police on these black people who are just out here enjoying themselves, having a good time? And then when she started recording the white lady, I could tell she kind of started to feel like, oh, wait a minute. The situation ain't going in the direction I wanted it to go in.
And then the cop let her know that they was cool.
And then she started crying, trying to play the victim.
Where and when does that go down? Tears for that? Because we out here barbecuing. We got the slags popping.
Out here barbecuing, and we're out here barbecuing. You tried to stop our barbecue, and then the law enforcement officer came up and told you that you were in the wrong. So now you're upset that black people get to have a barbecue. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
This is America.
But that's just one of the things. Like, you got to be careful when you're out there barbecuing.
Yeah, that's one of the things.
I
don't know if I can play basketball right now on the court.
I know somebody. She might just pop up with a cell phone.
He's shooting jump shots.
He's shooting jump shots.
Yo, he not supposed to shoot jump shots on this court.
Not from beyond the arc.
Exactly.
No. But look,
that's cool.
That's just one of the many things, though. Mm-hmm. Because you had the black people out there in Oakland. The lady called the police on them because it's called. They have a term. They call it white fragility. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So this is what it comes down to.
Educate me on that.
So this is what it's coming down to. They feel uncomfortable. They don't like the fact that you're in a certain space and maybe enjoying yourselves, and they don't have enough information into what's actually going on. They don't know who you are. They don't know why you're enjoying yourselves. They don't know.
Do you see what you're saying in front of everything you're saying right there? We are humans.
But this is
you get what I'm saying? Look, it's not a they. It's a we are supposed to be. I know that's not the case.
We all know the root is racism.
I know.
That's what the country was built and founded on and still exists to this day. And the advent of social media and the technology, camera phones, now black people are able to capture it and show those who don't believe us or didn't believe us
what we going through on a daily basis.
Same thing happening in 2018 was the same thing happening in 2008. Same thing happened in 1998, 1988, 1978. But now we're able to capture it, document it, and show it to people. So it's harder to deny it when you have actual proof of these things that you're saying are going on.
Right, you're crying over the fact that we out here barbecuing.
So, barbecuing. Bob Marley's granddaughter was staying at an Airbnb with some of her associates. The neighbor in the house, I don't know if it was across the street or next door to the Airbnb. Bread and breakfast. So people will have a home, they'll rent it out, say, hey.
Oh, no, listen, we are Mariona, yes.
So they're staying and they're leaving, right? I guess their stay is over. They decide to get in the car, their trip is done, their work is done, business is handled, they're on their way out of there. The neighbor calls the police and says, I guess, that there were some suspicious black people with some bags. And I'm assuming she told the police that maybe they're stealing something or something like that, doing something illegal, right? The police have refused to release all of the phone call. They released bits and pieces of. Actually, they released an interaction that an officer had as a follow-up with this lady after these people were cleared. After these people proved that they were
our people were staying somewhere and we got harassed over
the lady said, right? She said that she felt scared, even though, according to the victims, Bob Marley's granddaughters, according to the victims, this lady was standing on the front lawn with her hand on her hip on her phone, which doesn't seem like an action somebody who's scared or feared their life might take. You wouldn't put yourself out there in plain view of the people that you're fearful of, right?
So people with brown and black colors,
black people are coming out of this house with luggage. And then she even went as far as to say something like they didn't wave at me or anything, which is crazy. And I was watching an interview on CNN, and Bob Marley's granddaughter was there, and I think her name is like her last name is Pendergast or something like that. And she was stating, this is ridiculous. What do you mean? Her lawyer was stating, like, it's ridiculous. What do you mean they didn't wave at you? Why didn't this lady wave at them? The woman said that she was concerned because she knows the homeowners and she didn't know these people. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you don't really know the homeowners that well if you don't know that they sometimes rent their house as an Airbnb for people to come and stay at, So you can't be black and stay at an Airbnb. Okay? And if you are black, you stay at Airbnb, you have to make sure that all the white people around in the neighborhood feel comfortable because
But you better make sure you wave.
There are some who are so fragile.
Hi.
So fragile.
We here at the Podcastbols, we got love for y'all. Y'all just been tripping lately, though. We don't know what's up.
I mean, but it's ridiculous, though.
No, it's out of pocket.
If you are slightly uncomfortable,
it's totally out of pocket.
Then you feel that you're justified in calling the police on some totally innocent people.
So can we start flipping that, though? Can I be like up in an area, like I could just go, like maybe I just want to go to an Irish pub and I say, you know what? it's a lot of white people around me drinking, I'm feeling uncomfortable.
Realistically, that ain't gonna work.
I would think so. I wouldn't think that calling up about a barbecue, but it didn't work. But it still was the fact that you called up about it.
But this is
like, and a big Airbnb. Like,
but this, like, but look. Well, I'm saying it right there on CNN, and her lawyer was speaking. The Obama's granddaughter, Pendergast. There is sort of a flip, sort of, right? So why they hired a lawyer is because they plan on. I believe this is what they're going to do. You know, we're still getting information. I believe they plan on suing the police department, I guess, for violating some of their rights. You know? And they also want to know if there's any kind of penalty, if there's any way they can sue the woman who called the cops on them, because she essentially made like a false claim.
And
now, according to what I've heard, her initial phone call, you know, the reasons that she stated to get the police to come out in the first place differ from the, I guess you would say, more believable reasons she gave the officer who did the follow-up after they cleared Bob Obama's granddaughter. You know, after she proved that she actually was staying at Airbnb, she provided the owner's ID and contact information.
Yeah, to go through the whole semantics, just like.
But the point is that now perhaps there will be some repercussions for people who called the police on other innocent people.
You gotta pay some
just
money.
minding their business, trying to enjoy themselves.
Sue you for that false harassment. You can't actually go to sleep in homeroom.
Airbnb.
You can't go to sleep in your homeroom if you go to school either. Like, you know, at a prestigious college. I think it was either, you know what I'm saying? What was that? Yale?
Something up there.
It was either Yale or either Princeton or Yale.
Well, one of those Ivy Leagues up there, a little further north.
Correct.
So yeah, so she's sleep in a common room or something.
Yes, exactly. In her apartment though. And
then a fellow, I'm assuming student, I don't know if they're a student or staff or whatever it is, decides to call the police on this
white people tripping though.
Because a black person has no business being asleep in a common room in the dorm.
So hold on, let me stop you right there. So real quick, just if we want to keep tab right now, I hope you're keeping tab at home.
What's that?
Right now, we can't barbecue, okay?
That's out.
We don't barbecue.
That's out.
Don't ever rent a space, like get a hotel rather than an Airbnb, because it's not worth your time.
Airbnb, that's out.
Airbnb is out.
That's out.
And actually, probably don't go to maybe an Ivy League school and fall asleep in
Ivy League education.
Yeah,
that's out.
Don't do that, because if you fall asleep, cops probably gonna roll up on you and ask you for your ID.
And the thing is, right?
It's just wild, man.
And the thing is, and this is
we're up to 3 right now.
This is
America.
Right? I'm sure there's like countless things, right? But this is what's crazy to me, right? And this is where it all comes back to racism. Because as a white person, you do know that if you escalate an issue and get police involved, especially when people of color, black people in particular, in this instance, are also involved, there's a good chance that the police will come. There's a good chance and definitely arrest or harm the black individuals that you are calling the cops on, right?
But of course.
So my thing is that, right, when you're at a prestigious university, right, Yale, Harvard, whatever, in the dorms, whatever, right? My thing is this, right? I'm sure all of these dorms have dorm security. So if you're that concerned about a person that you might not be familiar with sleeping in a common area, the RA, why is your first resort to call the police
instead of security?
Instead of calling dorm security or the RA who come up, who could possibly say, "Oh, you know what? That's so and so. I see them every day.
That's where they live there."
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, why do you automatically go to the police? And that's where racism comes in, because it's a black person in a place, in a space that you don't want them in. So you're going to do your best to get them removed, because as far as you're concerned, they have no place there. So that's why you supersede you go above the RA, you go above security, and you go to the highest authority in the area, and you go to the police, and you have them come and remove the individual.
You know what I would like to talk about? How I enjoy another pastime of ours, breakfast. And now the Waffle House has been tapped and destroyed and broken down to the level it's just ridiculous.
Wait, what happened this week?
Oh man, what doesn't happen, man? It pops off at the Waffle House, man. Last week I was big in his praises about the patty melt and the hash brown, but you know what? I'm retired from it, man. I can't even do it no more, man. Because guess what? Again, this is America. White people tripping though. Once again, why? a brother, a young brother, man, just took his sister to the prom, man. Sister to the prom, man. My man had a vest on with a bow tie. You know, a vest on and a bow tie. He weighed like $105. You know what I'm saying?
That.
And, you know, we have to see the footage of just, police, again, down south, down 95 south. That's why I try not to drive down 95 south. I'd rather fly. It's just,
so
it's a little different.
The young man, he's like 22. He's taking his sister to, I guess it was her senior prom.
Exactly.
Sister, right? To the senior prom, right? Supposedly, he had some kind of altercation, some kind of disagreement, some kind of disturbance inside the Waffle House, right? The police are called. I don't know if the young man decided to get up and leave, which I'm assuming he did, and the cop must have stopped him outside as he was trying to leave the Waffle House, because, I figured if the cop was that violent and confrontational, that probably would have went down inside the Waffle House on the premises.
But doesn't it shouldn't be like some type of force the young man was trying to give the police officer, like any type of resistance or anything? He said, why you got your hand around my neck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you grabbing my neck for right now? And from there, you proceeded to pretty much like do like a wrestling move. I can't recall right now.
This guy's at least
300
pounds. 260, 275 up. He is.
And this guy is like $110, if that, wet.
If that. And I that's probably part of the reason, too, why he jumped on him like that, because he was like some skinny kid, and he knew that he could easily overpower him. And also, he has the law on his side at the same time. But yeah, you're right. You see the kid, he's in his tuxedo, he's getting slammed on near like some parking blocks and all on the ground, all in the
Oh, for what, man?
Now, I don't know what he did inside the restaurant.
Nothing inside, exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't warrant that type of treatment from a law enforcement officer. But from what I've heard from other people who live in the area, I think this happened in Carolina, wasn't it?
Yes, exactly.
North Carolina or something like
Either
that.
or, it don't matter.
That cop has a reputation for brutalizing people like that. You know,
the bruiser.
Yeah, that's what he is. I guess he's quote unquote a bruiser. You know. So I mean, now, okay. At first I was
yes, go ahead. Bring it in.
At first I was thinking like, all right, well, that technically didn't happen inside the Waffle House, but it happened on Waffle House premises.
Yeah.
Was a Waffle House employee somebody who called the police, or was it another concerned citizen inside the Waffle House?
If they wanted, if they didn't want it there, they didn't have to have that happen. They could have made sure they wasn't called. They could have ceased that situation once they got there. Like, he's all right, he's leaving, or we're getting this, that, and the third. But instead,
either way,
you let it go down.
Either way,
on your premises.
Either way, between a terrorist attack,
if I am hungry,
black people getting shot up in the Waffle House, between Chiquisha Clemens getting sexually assaulted and stripped and choked and brutalized by some cops
in the Waffle House.
And this third young man, I don't know his name.
Exactly.
But we all know
we just gonna talk
the prom.
The tuxedo ball.
The tuxedo ball. Getting choked out and roughed up on the ground outside the Waffle House. Waffle House
his
premises.
vest was fresh too, man.
Waffle House premises. Yeah, you know, and that was you know that officer rolled up and was like, oh, this dude all dressed up all nice. He ain't gonna go home nice. Exactly.
I can't wait.
Exactly.
I can't wait. Oh, I'm gonna grab me.
Exactly. So
y'all be tripping though.
The Waffle House, like, look, I know we said barbecues was done. I know we said Ivy League education is done. You know,
they still on and popping. We ain't never letting them go.
It's a joke. But the Waffle House, for real, you might have to let that joke go for a minute, man.
I mean, you take some time off, man. Let them feel it real quick, man. I know if you're on the road and you gotta make a rest stop, man, just try to maybe go to the Bob Evans or something, man.
Find that IHOP. Is IHOP still cool?
The hop, you got it. You still hopping there, man.
As far as I know, it's
Rudy Tooty, fresh and fruity. You know what I mean? Get you one. Do how you do.
So that's what I would say. Like, I can't. You know, the Waffle House isn't worth it. You might die. You might get beat up. You might get sexually assaulted at the Waffle House. I can't run.
There's a lot of different levels going on right now. So
I can't really run that risk. You know.
So we're gonna chill on that, man. No patty melts, man. No hash browns, man.
No. It's a shame that you have to. You know, we as black people have to experience all these different things. But at the same time, on the flip side, it's I don't want to say I like it, but it gives others who don't have this experience a glimpse into the black experience. there's certain, I want to say certain fears, but every day when you walk out of your house, there are certain things that as a black person that might cross your mind that as somebody who isn't black would never cross your mind.
Indeed. True, indeed.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you walk into certain places, you think certain things.
I have to make sure I look happy. Sort of like the woman said about the Airbnb. Like, they didn't speak to me.
Because if you're not happy.
Because that entitlement, you feel, I better show I'm happy to be here.
Because if you're angry, if you look angry, then that makes me uncomfortable, and I'm going.
And I'm scared, and I'm woofing right now. So you're really uncomfortable with all that's going on. So, yeah, man, it's
when you walk in certain establishments, and you know, I'm guilty of this myself sometimes. You know, I get it. 'Cause I've worked in retail, and I know that people in retail have a job, and when customers come to the store, you are supposed to greet a customer within a certain time frame.
Mm-hmm.
You approach a customer as they're on the floor shopping. You ask if they need any help with anything like that. But when you're black, sometimes you gotta ask yourself, is this will follow me around the store? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a vibe.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe. But then you know, I always gotta try and catch myself. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Say, no, I'm just tripping. You know what I'm saying? But it's just
I give them two of them. Hey, you need any help? Hi, you need help? No, I'm okay. No, I'm okay. Third time around, then it's like, all right,
follow me.
All right, what's up? I told you I'm browsing. Or if I got a question, I'm going to ask you about that. You know what I'm saying? Because I already kind of know what I'm looking at and what I'm trying to do here.
I'm just saying, I've been a little guilty myself. Sometimes I don't give them that third opportunity. You know, so I try to always just dial it back a little bit. Go, you know, just chill. Maybe they're just out here trying to do their job. You know, try to give them the benefit of the doubt. You know, or when you drive, and anytime you get pulled over or anything like that, the first thing you might think, oh, it's because I'm black. You know, and there's been instances where I have thought that, but I actually did have something wrong with my car.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So the reason I got pulled over was legit.
It goes both ways.
But the point I'm making is that when you're black and you leave the house, there are so many different things that you worry about, and it's not that you
that the average person that isn't black has not a care.
This is the thing. It's not that these things are that much of a concern for you, but your concern is the way some other people might view these things and how they might react to it.
Oh yeah, I mean,
you see what I'm saying? Like you said with your beard, which is crazy. But as a black dude, sometimes when you go certain places, you know, you can't really be wolfing like that. You know what I mean? Because then people will start. Some people will already look at you funny, suspect certain things you simply based on your race. But if you're black and on top of that, you're looking a little rugged today, or you just had a long day or something like that, or even in certain cases, you could actually be in uniform. But if your uniform is a little dirty from a hard day's work, they'll still try to call the cops on you then. One time I was working as a cable man. Got my cable truck. I'm up on a ladder working on a cable box. Moreland Township or something like that. And somebody called the cops on me.
Yeah, speak on it.
So I'm up there doing some work, minding my own business with my little
I got cones out, I got everything going on.
And the cops still come up and ask me, can you come down here for a minute? And I didn't even know it was cops at first. I thought it just was some newsy neighbor or something like that. So I'm working on some cable right next to a bee's hive. Right? So I didn't even look down. I told the cop, I didn't know it was a cop. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of busy right now. I'll be down in a few minutes. And the cop was like, no, I'm going to need you to come down here now. And I heard down like, what the fuck is this? You know, I looked down, oh, it's the police. Somebody done called the Moreland Township police on me. So I got to get down off my ladder in the middle of the job that I'm trying to do. And then show these cops, fortunately, show them my work order. Show them that I actually had a reason to be in that space, to be there. Because the truck wasn't good enough. Because the uniform wasn't good enough. You know what I mean? I actually had to have some, this is documentation. I'm supposed to be up here working on this pole and doing it. You know, so it's just stuff like that other people probably don't have to. You have a certain privilege.
You said back in the day, we just can't get over
a certain privilege that you don't have to worry about. You know what I mean? So,
you know,
like you said, they yanked the 65-year-old earlier. They yanked the 65-year-old grandma out the car down there in Georgia at a traffic stop. It's like, look, she's 65. It's a woman. Why does she ever have to be yanked?
They ain't never
out? There's never a good enough reason. There's no narcotics in the car. She ain't got
four of y'all. It's like 4 of y'all around this 165-year-old woman. What's she about to do? Like some super taekwondo, tai chi on you or something, dog? Like, come on, man. She not going nowhere. She chilling. You can talk to her. And if she even was on some refusing, whatever, you can have a supervisor come down or
If you
whatever.
can't take a bruised ego, then you have no business being a public servant. You especially have no business being a police officer.
Because if that had been on the flip, a 65-year-old Caucasian woman, she would have just been sitting in her car and y'all would have just been taking it. You wouldn't have gripped her up or did nothing because it reminded you of your grandma. But once again, it's not all, but it's a lot right now, man. Y'all tripping.
Yeah.
And it's just getting documented, and we wanted to speak on it. And that.
One more thing.
Get it together.
One more thing in regards to police before we move on to a different topic here. In Detroit, okay, 15-year-old ride on his ATV, right? 15-year-old ride on his ATV. See if I try to pull up his name later if I can. 15-year-old kid ride on his ATV. Now, yes, he had a reputation for riding a little recklessly through the neighborhood on his ATV. Four-wheeler. He's 15 though. Mindless. He's a kid. Just because he does some wild stuff at 15 doesn't mean he's going to do those same things later on in life. I've seen you do some wild stuff at 15 that I'm sure you wouldn't do today. Allegedly. That you wouldn't do today. You know what I mean? So the whole point to this story is that so this kid is leading these cops on, I guess it's a high-speed chase at this point. Now, I don't know if they have rules in regards to high-speed chases, especially chases involving like motorcycles and ATVs in urban neighborhoods in the inner city.
Yeah, probably because it's,
it's very dangerous at that point, you know what I mean? So anyway, the cops are chasing this kid, and this one officer has been on the force for, he's not a rookie, he's been on the force, I think, 5 years or 4 years, but at any point in time, within that short time frame on the force, I believe it was about 4 years, he has like 41 use of force incident complaints against him. But the point is, he's chasing the kid on the ATV. He tases this kid from his moving police car while the kid is riding the ATV. Stuns the kid on the ATV. The kid slams to the back of a truck, dies. It's ridiculous to think. Black kid, of course, white cop. It's ridiculous.
Because he was driving an ATV, basically trying to get away from y'all. Because basically on the ATV, you're chasing him because he's driving the ATV. So if not, you leave him alone. Like, really, it takes a bunch of y'all to just get on a high-speed chase about an ATV. This is going on. This is summertime. Y'all got better things to do, like solve crimes.
So my issue is with procedure.
Piece of shit. I mean,
I don't know the regulations regarding high-speed chases and ATVs.
But it's not that.
But I know you ain't supposed to be firing your taser from a moving vehicle.
To a minor.
Are you supposed to tase someone else while they're operating a vehicle?
No, you're not supposed to tase a minor moving an ATV. Like, if you can't get him, at some point, either you get him, y'all cut him off. If not,
lay down some spike strips or whatever.
Exactly. And if you're not,
but you can't tase a kid on it. You can't tase.
Oh, you just
anyone.
let him go and actually do cop work.
But they're fortunate that he just ran into the back of a pickup truck, right? So there's no people in the actual bed of the pickup truck. You know,
it's not fortunate for him and his family.
But not only I say fortunate, you're right. It's unfortunate for the victim.
Exactly.
But I say it's fortunately he didn't hit a 4-door sedan. He didn't T-bone the car.
But that will happen.
People, and they could have gotten killed. Other people could have gotten hurt.
But dig what I'm saying. If you nip it in the bud, if you chase him for 2 or 3 blocks, and it look like you ain't getting him or it's getting crazy, y'all fall back and just let him ride his bike. And if he gonna fall off or do whatever, he gonna fall off. You're wasting time on stuff that is not a crime.
Putting other people in
risk. So it's not that like
and
that's a complete waste of time. It's dead. Exactly.
Because the cop tased him while he was operating.
Like, come on, man.
Like who? Like what makes
and
you?
He gonna get a slap on the wrist, get some some time off, whatever, and that's it for him. But that comes back.
I think he's getting charged. I think he's getting charged.
Well, regardless, anyway, he's coming back.
But the question is, well, how many years he's gonna do, right, for the killing of this kid? But that is that. Like you said, this is America. This is where that kind of thing happens. You would think it wouldn't happen in this country, but it does. 15-year-old kids stealing cars. Since there's been 15-year-old kids in cars, right?
I'm saying.
You know, it's not anything new. You know,